save the day.
And she's got her former guy in the...
It was supposed to be another thrilling night of action on Monday Night Raw, but what unfolded left the entire WWE Universe stunned. In a shocking turn of events, Asuka, one of WWE's most decorated and respected superstars, was seen on her knees backstage, emotionally shattered, pleading with Triple H for mercy. The incident came just moments after her physically and mentally draining match against Rhea Ripley, a showdown that left both women bruised, but only one standing tall. A rivalry fueled by pride and power. Tensions between Asuka and Rhea Ripley had been simmering for weeks. What started as competitive trash talk soon turned into personal hostility. Ripley, the reigning powerhouse of the women's division and the undisputed leader of the Judgment Day, made it clear she viewed Asuka as a relic of the past, a fading legend whose time had come and gone. For Asuka, that insult cut deep. Known as the Empress of Tomorrow, she had built her reputation on dominance, precision, and fearlessness. But lately, critics had begun to whisper that her best days were behind her. Determined to silence the doubters, Asuka demanded a match with Rhea Ripley. Not just to prove herself to the fans, but to remind everyone in the locker room that she was still one of the most dangerous competitors in WWE. The match that shook Raw. From the opening bell, it was clear this wasn't going to be a typical wrestling match. The atmosphere in the arena was electric, the crowd torn between their admiration for Asuka's legacy and their awe of Ripley's intimidating presence. Every move was executed with purpose. Ripley's power was unmatched. Every slam, every suplex seemed to shake the ring itself. But Asuka countered with unmatched technical skill, transitioning seamlessly between submission holds and lightning-fast strikes. For nearly 20 minutes, the two women waged war inside the ring. Rhea mocked Asuka's colorful persona, slapping her mask to the mat mid-match. Asuka responded with a series of stiff kicks that echoed throughout the arena, followed by a near fall that had the crowd on their feet. At one point, Asuka even locked in the Asuka lock, and it looked like Rhea might finally tap. But somehow Ripley powered out, slamming Asuka into the turnbuckle with brute force. Then came the end. Sudden, brutal, and definitive. Asuka went for her signature spinning back kick, but Rhea caught her mid-motion and hoisted her into a devastating riptide. The referee's hand hit the mat. 1, 2, 3. The crowd gasped as Ripley stood tall, holding her title high above her head, while Asuka lay motionless on the mat, her pride shattered. The aftermath. Humiliation and heartbreak. What happened next was even more shocking than the match itself. Backstage cameras caught an emotional scene that quickly spread across social media. Asuka, still in her ring gear, was seen storming into the office of Triple H, her face streaked with sweat and tears. Her voice trembled as she demanded answers, claiming the match had been unfair and that Ripley had disrespected her legacy. Witnesses described Asuka as being out of control, her usual calm, mysterious demeanor replaced with visible frustration and desperation. Triple H, ever the composed authority figure, tried to calm her down, explaining that what happened in the ring was part of the game, and that Ripley simply proved to be the better competitor that night. But Asuka wasn't ready to hear it. In a heartbreaking moment caught on camera, Asuka dropped to her knees in front of Triple H, begging for another opportunity, another chance to prove herself. The image of the Empress of Tomorrow kneeling in defeat struck a chord with fans across the world. This was not the fierce, unstoppable Asuka they had grown to love. This was a woman broken by pride and pain. Rhea Ripley's cold response. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley showed no remorse. When confronted by reporters backstage, she smirked and said, "Asuka had her time. This is my era now, and anyone who can't accept that better learn to kneel, just like she did." Her words sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. Social media exploded, with fans divided between those who sympathized with Asuka and those who praised Ripley for her dominance. Hashtags like #PrayForAsuka, #MommyEra, and hashtag Triple H, decision began trending worldwide. Some called for Asuka to take time off to recover emotionally and physically, while others demanded WWE give her the rematch she so desperately pleaded for. Triple H's dilemma. In the days that followed, Triple H reportedly faced mounting pressure from both fans and wrestlers to address the situation. Should he grant Asuka the rematch she begged for? Or should he protect her from further humiliation at the hands of Rhea Ripley? Sources close to WWE management suggested that the game was torn. On one hand, he respected Asuka's passion and dedication. On the other, he knew Ripley's dominance was building a new era for the women, AS division. Insiders even hinted that Asuka's emotional breakdown might not just be about losing to Rhea. It could reflect something deeper. Years of hard work, countless sacrifices, and the pain of being overshadowed by a younger generation had taken their toll. The once unbreakable warrior now seemed human, vulnerable, and conflicted. What's next for the Empress of Tomorrow? Asuka's future in WWE now hangs in the balance. Some believe this moment of weakness could spark a powerful redemption arc, a darker, more ruthless version of the Empress who rises from the ashes to reclaim her throne. Others fear it could mark the beginning of the end for one of the most iconic careers in women's wrestling history. Meanwhile, Rhea Ripley continues her reign of dominance, showing no signs of slowing down. But even as she basks in her victory, the WWE Universe knows one thing for certain. Asuka is not someone who stays down for long. Whether through fury, redemption, or reinvention, she will find a way back. Final thoughts. The image of Asuka kneeling before Triple H is one that will linger in WWE history, not just because it showed vulnerability, but because it revealed the emotional cost of greatness. In an industry built on pride, pain, and perseverance, even the strongest warriors can break. But as history has shown, Asuka's story is far from over. Every fall she's endured has only made her rise higher. The WWE Universe waits with bated breath to see what happens next. Because if there's one thing we've learned about Asuka, it's this. The Empress may kneel, but she never stays down for long.